The Evergreen Media Network Studio, powered by Scott Tree Services.
This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha!
Well, hi, and welcome. Hey, we're talking about an interesting topic that is not Democrat or Republican, but is very important to all of us. And that is the significant increase in crime all across, not only border states, we're talking all 50 states. And there are a number of reasons, but it starts off with about the last 4 years, the movement to actually defund the police. That is a big mistake. And yes, there are a couple of bad apples in the police department. There are a couple of bad apples in every department. But the point is, the overwhelming majority do a good job and in the past have kept crime very, very low. We've had a rough problem these last 4 years, really ever since the Floyd incident, which was mishandled by the police person in charge. We've gone up. I was shocked on some of the research I did. I was absolutely shocked. Between then and now, crime across the entire United States, local communities, cities, suburbs, all areas, crime as a whole has gone up 900%. That is outrageous and needs to be reversed. Yes, some of it may be the illegals. We've had, 2 killings in Los Angeles County of unknown people killed by an illegal alien. We all know last spring the Riley incident in Atlanta, Georgia, but there are loads and loads of others that we don't even hear about, including police deaths also, what happened in New York City and other areas. This has got to stop. Freedom, which is what we want and what we've been used to for decades and centuries, people forget. Freedom involves accountability and responsibility, and that is of all people. The idea of catching a criminal within our country and not being able to incarcerate them or put them through specific rehab training is criminal. Just putting them back out on the street, the same people continue the same crimes. That has got to totally stop. People have got to be accountable for what they did wrong. Whether it is robbing, like the Norton store out in California, and to the point where the store closed because of everything being robbed. Pharmacies across the United States have closed. Freestanding pharmacies have closed up because of lack of ability to control their crime. That has got to stop. Now, there is not one party totally responsible for all this uprising, but the policies of not punishing wrongdoing has got to stop across the board. whether Democrat, whether Republican, whether independent, it doesn't matter. The average citizen who is accountable needs to be protected, not shot. And that is going to be a major issue and for this coming election. And a week before the election or 2 weeks before the election, both parties cannot come out with sudden answers, and that's going to straighten it out. They better have a program on both sides of how they're going to handle this, what they're going to do, what they're not going to do. And that brings up another issue that I'll just briefly mention. I don't want this election campaigning to be 100% of Democrats anti-Republican and 100% of Republicans anti-Democrats. This election should be about policy, and the problems we've had the last 5-8 years, what worked, what did not work. I want to hear both parties come up with solutions, not name-bashing one another. And if all of us stick together and find out what are the Democrats going to do, forget about bad-mouthing Trump, forget about bad-mouthing sick Biden. What are the two parties going to do to solve the problem, not fight each other? And what has been successful in the past, what was eliminated from the past and is not successful now, and vice versa, what is presented now that was not done in the past. All these different choices need to be examined and need to be made policy, and that's what the Democrat and Republican parties should be voting on, not name-calling and condemning one another. So off of that soapbox, I want to get down to some of the basic crime we've had. The catch and release of crime in New York City has not worked. The same people, they will go to another city and do the same crime, and that has been proven in several cases and several repeats of the same person doing the same crime. That has got to stop. The theft crimes and more crimes that do not involve homicide and mass shootings are still crimes. They don't turn a blind eye to them. They need to be dealt with also. And unfortunately, the majority of them are in big cities. Why? Because that's where the major department stores are. In suburbia, you have the shopping center malls, and they're relatively small, and for their smaller size, they have many more guards and many more security people around. Some of them even have a police station inside the mall. So for fewer people, there is much more security. Yes, there are issues with the malls, but a lot less compared to all the city streets. And I'm not talking about just New York. It applies to Chicago, Los Angeles. It applies to beautiful San Francisco. And we all know about Portland and Seattle. If you go to Seattle now, from years ago, from the Floyd era, you still have these actual broken down areas from where they built tents for the homeless. Nothing has been cleaned up. That is unforgivable. Texas is trying to clean up, but they have issues too. Look at Austin. And we've got to make crime a number one issue. Number one. The illegals who are committing crimes, who came from crime organizations, that's part of the problem. That's not the only problem. They have to all be solved. What bothers me with the immigration issues is there are specific checks where some countries have literally emptied their jails and sent the people to our border. They're not going to be great immigrants. There are people who emptied a couple of mental institutions in Africa, and I believe one in South America, that emptied them because they just couldn't afford to take care of all those people and keep them confined. And they put them on the streets to come to our open border. That has got to be stopped. There are people who've come to our open border from China. We're not sure, but the overwhelming majority of them are single men from the ages of 20 to 35. Now you tell me what they might be. Military? I don't know, but it's a good possibility. We've got to have more control of who comes into this country, and they've got to all be documented. And that has worked very well in the past, but that's only one aspect, part of the pie-shaped chart of our crime problem. We have domestic crime right here of people who were born here and people who have developed through school, through woke. They have developed an anti-American attitude where crime is okay. That is not okay being taught in our schools. We have to change this woke policy in all our public schools. There's another problem with them pushing the transgender. Oh, if you're 10 years old and you don't want to be a girl, you're tired of skirts, you want to be a guy, they can convert to being a male in the sense of their sex change, but they cannot reverse back as a female when they change their mind again and be successful at it. They will probably be what I call a neutered person, like we do dogs, cats, and animals. When you make a change, you can't always go back to the way you were, especially when that change is physical as well as with hormonal and pill therapy. That causes crime too, because then people get jealous, they're mad about their mistakes, but like most people, including you and I, we don't mean to, but very often mistakes were caused by someone else, not me, not you. And the truth is they were misinformed and were made guinea pigs. So that's another form of crime. Another form of crime that has to be adjusted are all these single families, white and black, and Asian, every single denomination. Many of them are very successful, and the one parent is strong and dedicated to their kid, and they do a beautiful job. But there are many kids that are totally unwanted, and they know it. and they'd rather not come home to be yelled at. They'd rather sleep on the streets. It's only a matter of time when they get in with the wrong parties or even get involved with drugs. That is another form of crime that has got to stop. And just sending money to a counseling agency, it takes a long time for them to work. And these counseling agencies do some good. Any agency that improves one person is doing a good job, but we have to be cost effective also. It's a big, big project, and whoever is voted in this election or 4 years from now, these problems I'm mentioning are going to last more than the next 4 years. They've got to be reduced. Some of what was done between 2016 and 2020, crime in general was reduced by 69%. That is darn good. Not a total success, but darn good. We have to get to that point again, reverse some of the things that we thought were good ideas, but have proven us wrong. Please, back us all on supporting the candidate that is going to reduce crime. And that is ever so important. So on that note, we're going to take a break, but I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. I have some more statistics to tell you. I want to introduce you to our main sponsor, Highland Plaza, located on US 1 on the east side of the Highland Drive traffic light. We even have our own left-hand turn lane. One of the places in there, the first one on the north side, is Easy Stop, and you will be surprised what competitive and beautiful prices they have. You should give it a shot. Also, Tony's Hairstyling Salon is ideal for the entire family at all ages. He and his wife have run a salon there for years with a huge following. Also, we want to tell you about La Taberna Restaurant. It has the freshest Mexican food in town and a well-experienced chef. You will be most surprised not only by the food, but the reasonable prices. Also, I want to tell you about the nail salon. It's Luxury Nails. Let me tell you, they do everything, both for walk-in clients and appointments. Appointments are really appreciated, but they treat all clients professionally. Now, I want to repeat to you, this is located on US 1, just east of Highland Drive at the traffic light. It's a beautiful yellow building with a maroon awning. We look forward to seeing you there. Come on over.
Everyone's talking about mental health, but if you needed help, would you know where to turn? If you need help, start here. The Mental Health Collaborative. It's a central resource provider that will make it easier to get the help you need. MHC will make appointments with professionals for you. Simply provide them with your insurance information and the services you need. Make the call to them so they can make the calls for you. The Mental Health Collaborative of Indian River County. Reach out at mhcollaborative.org.
It's hurricane season. Prune your trees now with Scott Tree Services. Strengthen your trees against high winds and remove broken limbs that could cause damage. Don't get nervous. Call Scott Tree Services.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats, and chairs in all the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Gardens, Hollywood, and Kingsley Bate. We specialize in fire bits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Right now, we're having a super summer sale with lots of great markdowns and discounts on everything you need for your Florida home, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture.
Hi there, welcome back. Well, I've got to tell you, there are all different types of crimes, all different types of reasons for crimes, and we've got to do our best to reverse the trend of what's going on. In a small way, if several of you listening saying, other than voting, what can I do? There are things we can all do if you have a few minutes. Volunteer at a police station, or volunteer if you're working at a particular shop or retail location. Be a little more alert. And if you see a crime, write on paper ahead of time how you would handle it, what you would do, and almost rehearse it. So if a person comes in and they're snatching something, you don't just react by going over to them and pulling that object away. You've got to think of how you would handle correcting the association without getting yourself as a target. Maybe bring another salesperson with you, or 2 or 3 with you. Make a plan of how you would handle a theft, how you would handle a gun situation, and how one of you could make use of your cell phone to get the public police or security or sheriffs over as soon as possible. If you have a practice plan in motion, that's going to help you an awful lot. So for those of you, even those that are waiters and waitresses of restaurants, please have a plan. If somebody doesn't want to pay their bill, that somebody doesn't, looks like they're going to steal the food and walk on out, have a plan. Some people can be held relatively easy until the security or police come. Others are going to start a big fight. You need to be prepared for both situations. That's the only time I'm going to mention the Girl Scout motto, be prepared. And you can save a lot of people, save a lot of injuries, and you should feel good about reducing crime. So on that notice, if you have any questions, you can call Evergreen Media and I can give you more statistics. But that 900% has got to be reversed, and that's a definite. So have a great day, folks.